Hello, and welcome back to TF2 Talk with Gamerman H. This week I want to talk to you guys about something in TF2 that is close to my heart, and where I've spent a ton of my time in the game, Man vs. Machine. I've got quite a few topics I want to cover for this game mode, but this first one here is one I think a lot of people care about, at least people who play MvM, so we're going to address it first. Allow me to pose a question to you. Should Valve restrict users with no MvM experience out of Man Up mode? Before we answer it, let me give you guys some background info in case you don't know or have forgotten. In TF2, there's a fully cooperative mode called Man vs. Machine, in which 6 players fight off waves of robots that want only to bomb Manco. There are 2 versions of this game, Boot Camp and Man Up. Boot Camp is free for anyone to play and offers all the maps in the game mode, but offers different missions than Man Up mode. Man Up costs 1 tour of duty tickets, which is 99 cents on the shop, per mission completed in a tour. A tour consists of however many missions are in each tour section, between 3 and 6 missions each. Each tour uses its own maps and its own robot wave layouts, and each has their own difficulty level as well as rewards. These game modes are not that easy without somewhat decent teamwork on the low difficulty tours, and impossible without good organization on advanced and expert tours. This means that people who are new to the tour and unsure of what to do are quite aggravating for higher tour, more experienced players. While this isn't too much of an issue if the person in question has at least some semblance of an idea of what they're doing and is willing to listen to people who have advice for them, the problem occurs when players just assume they can do MvM because they're pretty good in pubs. These players assume that teamwork isn't necessary and that they can tell other members of the team to shove it when they're given advice. This may not sound like much of a problem. Just kick them, you might say. But there's an issue that's growing, especially in 2 cities, and it's the same problem that caused the Expert Tour to die off fast. People want the 2 cities rewards badly. The robot parts you get at the end of each mission you complete are valued quite highly for players, as it's the only tour where you can get killstreak kit fabricators, the items needed to fill them, and where you can get killstreak kit drops. People flock to it. But that means the people who have no idea how MvM works are flooding that tour. When you end up in the only lobby you can connect to, and you're the only person with more than 3 tours, it can be quite hard to get the team together on anything. Trying to kick weak links in the chain that just aren't listening to you will usually only result in the other inexperienced players saying things like, "Oh, but they're trying," and "We can do it if we just try something else." And then everyone goes a useless class that won't be of any help that wave, and they all get the wrong upgrades, and it just becomes a mess, and oh my god, why don't you people just listen or do some research before you come in here, and what is your problem? And then you leave them because they're morons, and Valve punishes you by not letting you connect to games because you've been given low priority because you're an abandoning little bitch, and this is just horrible. The more this happens, the more experienced players either totally quit Man vs. Machine or start to only play with friends. And while this doesn't sound like too much of an issue, some of us just can't get online at the same time as others of friends who all need the same mission at the same time. In fact, that's quite hard to pull off as people tend to play MvM on their own, and it just gets really hard to sync up. So, should there be some sort of experience restriction to enter Man Up mode and or higher difficulty tours within it? I think so, yes. Because Boot Camp is a free version of MvM where people aren't as invested, you can get some practice in and start to understand how the game works before you go into a lobby where everyone wants to get the mission done as fast and efficiently as possible. It allows players to at least understand how their classes work and what weapons and upgrades are useful and how to work as a team. But how much of a restriction exactly should be implemented? I once heard a player should be locked out of advanced tours until they have a total count of 25. That's way too much, guys. Here's my 2 cents. Before being allowed into Boot Camp mode, a player should have to complete at least 2 missions in Boot Camp. Missions, not tours. This could be any 2 missions at all, so any of the same ones, or just 2 out of different tours, just 2 missions. To get into the advanced tours, 1 tour of a lower difficulty should be completed. This means you won't be able to get into 2 cities without having first completed something like Bot Basher, I believe it's called, or something like that, the lower ones. To get to the Expert Tour, 3 tours of advanced or lower should be completed. This means 3 tours of 2 cities or any of the lower difficulty ones. This would mean that players won't be investing money just to get themselves stuck in a lobby of non-understanding new players. It would also make new players appreciate that they just can't MVP Gold Star Solo #NoScope360 through MvM, and that players won't just carry them through their tours unless they finally figure out for themselves. If something isn't done about this, we'll see 2 cities go the way of the Expert Tour, as it already kind of is, a barren wasteland even for players with the skill and desire to play there. Now, I doubt that Valve will do anything about this. If they did, people would buy less tickets, they would think. Who knows if it's true, but possibly it could lead to an increase in ticket sales as experienced players return to enjoy the wonderful game mode once more. But hey, those are just my thoughts on the subject. I'm sure you have some, and you can tell me and other viewers about it in the comments. Or you can just tell me how bad my ideas are and contribute nothing to the discussion, like most people tend to want to do on these videos. So go ahead, drop on down there and furiously smack your keyboard to make good and bad points and ideas and whatnot and whatever else happens in YouTube comment sections. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up button to give this video a like. You know you wanna, and you know that it helps me do a lot better with my videos, and you can go ahead and subscribe to know when I upload more of these awesome, thought-filled videos. And don't forget to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Links are in the description. Oh, and also I stream to Twitch every Sunday at 4 p.m. PST. Link is also in the description. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching, and as usual, have a wonderful day. And that got me thinking about another underused slot in the game, this time for the engineer's most hated enemy, the spy. This means that a vital part of the engineer's loadout has been left completely untouched by alternate strategies or any other kind of balancing effects by Valve.